Oh, so now it's working. Jesus. Right, it wasn't working before. Now I can let everyone know. Let everyone know. Right, now this works. Jesus Christ. That was so annoying. That was so annoying. Oh my God. Oh my God. Sorry about that, everyone. Hopefully there won't be a lot of people on that other stream. I was flipping doing my head in. So it just had the spinning wheel of death saying loading, and I was just sat there waiting there, and there was like 28 people watching, and now I've just Jesus, that's what I'm saying. Just gonna do a quick double check, make sure everything's okay, because that was bare annoying, as the Mandan would say. Oh, welcome everyone. We are at day 2 of the enrollment for the challenge. So if you haven't joined already, I'm just going to do a quick story. Hello everyone. If you wish to jump in on a JSA Q&A, you can do so clicking this link. What a bloody catastrophe. I'll tell you that. I'm stressing, sweating. Okay. Let's get into this, shall we? Morning, everyone. Oi, that clock changed, though. Not happy about that. Daylight savings, stop it. You can't change the time, so stop trying. Now, everyone's like, but you get an extra hour. You don't. You just move in the clock. Okay, Alice, thank you, everyone, for coming across. Those of you that are still stuck on that spinning wheel, I can only apologize. Alison, right, what's your average step count? Let me have a look. I actually don't know. I'll have a look for you right now. I did do my MCL, which would have reduced that. Let's have a look. Year to date, 7,740 in the year to date. About 7,000 a day. Last year though, 8,470. So what's happened in a year? I don't know, but we might need to investigate that. Hey, James, I have a question. Shall I work on my core on a bulk or just wait till I get myself a cut? Well, it depends why you're working on your core. Do you want strength in that area? Is it, more developed abdominal muscles? I'll be honest, I don't do much direct core training, but then we do it or use it a lot in jiu-jitsu. So it's one of those. Thoughts on Gracie Barra BJJ gyms? Great for beginners. A little bit colty. Oh my God. A little bit colty. Like CrossFit. CrossFit, love it. Bit colty. My only issue with Gracie Barra is the fact they don't really let you wear your own clothes. So if you're like, I've got a gi from another gym, they're like, no, my friend, you must buy a new gi, Gracie Barra. That's racist, isn't it? All right, Mark. Who is Mr. Daylight Savings? Who's actually making us do it? Innit? It's a conspiracy. Why not just keep the damn time as it is? If you want earlier mornings in winter, let's just keep it at that. Don't change it for summer. All right? It's ridiculous. Out of all things that we're trying to do, changing the time, just stop it. All right? Because that extra hour in bed, you don't get it because you wake up anyway, and the hour you lose, terrible. Bianca, I have a question. If it takes 7,700 calories to gain a kilo, in theory, couldn't you go over maintenance by any less than a week and not gain weight? Okay, so this is hypothetical. You can gain a kilo in a day. You could have a lot of salt, you could have a lot of vegetables. A kilogram of fat, you would need a surplus of that. So in theory, couldn't you go over maintenance by any less than that in a week and not gain weight? Well, no, because if you were to go over by 3,000, then you'd technically gain, half a kilogram or whatever. But even excess calories aren't all stored. Sometimes you see upregulations and metabolism. We're just looking at the amount of energy that's there, and we can speculate. But there are much more complex things, afoot. But if someone was like, I want to lose 10 kilograms of fat in a month, you go, well, as an energy deficit, we're looking to find 77,000 calories. That'd be a 2,000 calorie deficit a day without any down regulation. And you can just use that as a means of educating people that it'd be a bit of a silly goal. So yeah, then, oh, by the way, guys, I need to put the link at the bottom. Let me get the link. So hopefully most or many of you guys have enrolled into our next 12-week challenge. If you haven't, I'll fight you. I can hear Alfie being crazy upstairs. Bear me one sec. I actually need to pin this. This takes you straight to enrollment for any of you that haven't, but you don't need to click on this yet. We could use this later if you like. Boom. Just let me pin that so it's there. How would you warm up for a 1 rep max bench press? I'll probably do some band stuff to begin with, just to activate like my posterior delts and my lats. Just generally to warm up, just to get some fluid through my joints, maybe to, try and get some kind of warmth into those areas. Then I'll probably ascend in doubles, like 2 reps at 50, 60, 70, 80. But again, Thomas, if I was you, if it was really important for you to do like a 1 rep max, that 1 rep max rep is always going to be a little bit ugly. So it might be worth doing like a 3 rep max and just working up and seeing what's the most you can bench for 3, because that is a marker that you can continue to keep. Then over time, as you improve your strength, you're going to improve your 3 rep max. And let's say you were to get like a really ugly 140 kilogram bench press. If you did 120 for 3 clean reps, I'd be more impressed. So I think we should try and change the way that we see 1 RMs and maybe celebrate 3 RMs as being better. Oh, yeah. Thanks. So, Tay, my missus is off to get a coffee. What you got to do is I call it paying the Pied Piper. For Alfie to behave. Let me see if I can get him on. He's there on his little mat. You got to pay him. You got to give him a little bit of jerky or something. I've been in a program for a month and I fit back in my jeans. Going to keep pushing. Legend. Well done, Liz. Andy, all right, mate, my left quad is smaller than my right due to an old football injury when I was 20 and the muscle wasted away. Can I work my left harder to rebuild it? Yes, what I do is, let's say you're doing leg extensions, split squats, whatever it is. I would say start with the weaker leg first, max it out, as many reps as you can, then match it with the strong leg. So then the strong leg will get a bit of an easy ride. That will help you build up that discrepancy. Amir, I enrolled in the New Year's Challenge, completed 9 weeks of my program at 12. Feels good, but also feel like a bit of a failure. Any thoughts? Aiming to get the new challenge done 12 out of 12. What happened, I would say? What happened? And let's try and avoid that again. Okay. DLS is for the farmers. What does DLS mean? I don't know what it means. If you could pull the trans card, which sport would you be gold in? Well, this is an interesting one, right? So I've joked about swapping the old genders for jiu-jitsu, but the women at the top level are still better than me. So this is why I love jiu-jitsu, because like size and strength obviously play a massive role, but you can use skill and experience as like an Uno reverse card. So one of the best women in the world at the moment, Fionn Davies, she's in Australia at the moment. I've trained with her. I've sparred with her as hard as I can, and she fucked me up. So, yeah, there you go. There you go. Thomas, how quickly can you expect to compete in BJJ from starting class? You probably do it in like, a few weeks or months, but, it'd just be the preparedness of it. But the great thing is, say you go to competition too early and you lose, then, it's a real humbling. You come back to lesson, you're on time, you start training more. There's a day, imagine 3 months into training, you start getting a bit lazy. Sometimes for that complacency, nothing is better than losing. So I went to a competition a few weeks ago. I lost 3 out of 3 matches, which was shit. But actually, I'm kind of grateful for it because I get a lot more from losses than I do wins. When I win, I feel amazing. And I'm back to training with a spring in my step. But when I lose, there's a part of you there's a part of you that kind of dies inside, all right? And you get really disappointed. And I would rather go to, this is probably sharing a bit too much. I'd rather go to my next competition with the pain of losing before. And the second I step on the mat, I'm like, this isn't happening again. It might, rather than I would turn up to competition, go, oh, well, I won the last one. I have to win this one. So losing is great. Things going wrong is great. I think as a society, we really don't appreciate losses enough. And if you're winning everything, you're in the wrong competition, so you need to be promoted. Amelia, I've been trying to find videos where you talk about high reps for low reps, heavier weights. Found one, but I'm still not really sure which one I want. Both. Why? So what I would say here is there's a YouTube video on this, but we're looking for effective reps. So when the last couple sets, you're like, now, if you were to use heavier weights, you'd get there quicker. But then you might only get 1 or 2 effective reps because the weight's so heavy. If you were to do light weights, it might take you flipping ages to get there. And then it would just be very painful. So it's about finding like an optimum mixture between the two. But then I'd probably rather you do the heavier ones for like compounds, like squats or deadlifts, so you don't get bored. But for things like a lateral raise, right? I don't want to go too heavy on a lateral raise. Otherwise, I'll start having to swing. So there is a little bit of a nuance to it, which is why personalized coaching is your best friend. Maybe think about it this way. The cross-sectional size of that muscle would dictate whether or not, you know, you would use heavier weights. The bigger the muscle, probably you go close to heavier. The smaller, the lighter. Small muscles like posterior deltoids, the ones at the back of the shoulders, I like to smash them with high reps. Nancy, my premium subscription ends before the end of the Transforming 12. Do I have to enroll another 3 months? No, you could do a 1 month block to see you through to the end of it. Yeah, as long as you pick up your membership in the time between uploading photos. That's the only real time you get voided if you missed a week of uploads. Thomas, how did you meet your girlfriend? She reacted to one of my stories and she had a blue tick because she's an athlete. So I went and had a look at the profile, stalked it. Oh, yeah. And she played netball in AFL. And I thought, I'm active, into sport. So I said, next time you're in Bondi, do you want to go for a swim in the sea? She said, I never go to Bondi. I said, well, do you want to? And that was that. And that was that. Paige, evening, James. I've lost 13 kilograms. Well done. Got a bit more to go. When do I need to adjust my deficit? Happy JSA member here. Just enrolled in the Transformer 12. Yes, Paige, welcome. I would say until it stops working. Just keep going until it stops working. Or if things really slow down, then we move it again. And it's more so that you burn fewer calories now because you're 13 kilograms lighter. It's not that it's kind of like broken. Oh, DLS. DLS is for the farmers. Daylight savings is for the farmers. All right, okay, hold on. All right, Gethin, I'll get to yours. You're saying daylight savings is for the farmers. But if you're a farmer and you're waking up at sunrise and you're going in at sundown, what does changing the clocks have to do with that? You know what I mean? It's not like the farmer can't get out of bed till a certain time. We're like, we need to change the time for the farmers. We need to change the time so, you know, Davo can get out on his tractor. It doesn't make sense. You will never win this argument with me because I am, you know, stubborn. Gi or no gi? I much prefer no gi. Much prefer no gi. I don't really like putting the gi on, but I do. I do it more traditional. I got gi today, and this ear is not going to cope. I've been looking at wrestling head guards, which would be fun. Chris, I've just enrolled. What length of time will a workout last? Probably 45 to 60 minutes. But if you wanted to, you know, shorten your workout or that became a problem, you could always just message your coach, go, look, this is taking too long. And they would shave sets from the right, you know, area of the workout. But yeah, you're really in charge. You are in charge. Sabi Mahmood. You know, with a name like that, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Salaam alaikum and say you haven't got much time left of Ramadan, but I could be wrong. I do 3D animation. Can I work with you guys on some animations for Newtonic? You can bloody send some across if you like. But I wouldn't, you know, I'm not quite sure what 3D animation is, if I'm honest. But Beverly Michael, I did the challenge, got the goal, it's going to buck, but bulk, now cut. There's muscle underneath. I think would be sufficient. Do you agree? Yeah, if you want to go from a phase of building muscle to losing fat, absolutely. Followed you and Uncle Darren since Bali 2018. Finally going to apply your knowledge to my first JSA challenge. Let's go, Jared. Let's go. Tony McLeavy, wherever that is, suggested fat needed to be stripped away before building. Yes, I want definition. Rather than fat needing to be like stripped away, think of it this way. Your calories, we either want to be eating a lot or not a lot, right? Or the most amount or the least amount. Really, that's how you look at it. For fat loss, least amount you can get away with and still be happy. For muscle growth, the most amount without getting fat. Now, if you lose the fat first, it just makes your dieting very easy, because if you lose all the fat that you have, I can say, hey, bro, eat as much as you can without gaining fat. And that's a better lifestyle than trying to build muscle in deficit. Choked out my first BJJ comp, thought I had it under control. I did not. Mate, I'll be honest with you. I'm brown belt. I've been training 6 and a bit years. I got heel hooked at brown belt and I tapped. But I didn't even tap with authority. I just went, ta. The word didn't even leave my mouth. It was like, ta. It wasn't a good heel hook. But the second he cupped my heel, I panicked. And it was like a knee-jerk response. And the second I said it, this was my look. It's like, what have I just done? But the only way you can become more comfortable in these situations is to compete more. You know, the only way out is in. Support from your coaches to help me quit vaping and subsequently taken 4 minutes off my 5K time. Let's go. Big fan. They're incredible. They are. Gunning for the next challenge now. Me too. You know, sometimes I throw around words like, give these coaches a pay rise. Some of them are earning more than me at the moment. We look after them. We look after them. Let's have a look. I met my goal in the last challenge and swapped to build muscle. Let's go. And with building muscle, maybe let's put like a strength goal in there as well, right? You know, to supplement it, because come the end of 12 weeks, you might not be able to go, yes, 3 inches on my bicep. But what we might be able to do is say, hey, I can do 10 bodyweight chin-ups strict. How to recover and avoid lower back pain and injuries in BJJ? It depends what kind of lower back injuries you have. Probably just to limit extreme flexion or extension, maybe to do some like dead hangs off a bar, maybe to have a strong core. It depends really where the lower back injuries stem from. I'm a farmer and DLS is not for the farmers. Daylight saving is not for that. This is what I'm saying. A farmer's going to go to bed when he wants. He's going to wake up when he wants. Maybe if the chickens wake him up or whatever, but yeah. Elizabeth, I'm sure you've answered this before, but I cannot remember the answer. If you're pressed for time occasionally, is it pointless to do half my workout in the AM and half in the PM? No. What I do actually, what I've started doing through being privileged enough to have a gym, when I go in, I write my workout on the board. Fuck, I forgot to message my coach about getting a new workout rotation. Anyway, so I write my workout on the board. When I finish the set, I rub it out. If I have to go, I have to go. I come in the next day where I'm ready to do the next workout. And I'm like, damn, there's still sets left on the board. So then I just get through as much as I can of that. And then if I finish it, I write the next one on. So like my workload for the week is just like a continual sets to get through. Amber, why can't I just stop eating too much of what's bad for me? Do I just need to stop having too much chocolate in the house? Hard with 2 kids. Yeah, I can imagine. So something I've done, which probably no one's going to want to do, is start buying really dark chocolate, like really dark chocolate. So Dr. Curran did a really good like a video on it, talking about how dark chocolate's really good for your gut. He used loads of big words and was talking about kind of, you know, gut microbiome and stuff or whatever. And I was like, ooh, guilt-free dark chocolate. It's not guilt-free, right? So then I've got this habit that when I've finished eating, before the plate's even in the dishwasher, I'm in the fridge having a little bit of chocolate. I need something just for, you know, just a little. So, sorry, I know some people hate that noise. So I go give myself a square of super dark chocolate. And then, right, so my body gets excited for chocolate. Body gets excited for chocolate. Break the square off. As it comes towards my lips, my mouth is salivating. I eat it and I'm like, ugh. I'm like, this is disgusting. This is like a little flat block of poo that I've just eaten. And then I'm giving my brain chocolate. I'm actually giving it chocolate, and now it's putting me off chocolate. So now my brain, this is how immature I am. I'm tricking my brain that chocolate tastes disgusting by only keeping chocolate in the house that tastes minging. Then your kids can go, Mum, can I have a bit of chocolate? Yeah, here you go. 92%. Get some of that in you. 92%. Yeah, get that in you. They're going to go, ugh. You give them that, or you even sneak it in every time they ask for chocolate. Watch when their next one's chocolate. It's like when you catch your kids smoking and you make them smoke the whole pack in one go. Oh, you want to smoke, do you? Well, tonight you're going to smoke 20 cigarettes in a row. Sorry, sorry for the follow-up question. The other day I asked what you thought of air fryers. I think you mentioned you prefer ones with 2 drawers. So I'm wondering why that is. Yeah, so like the Ninja one, imagine this, right? Chicken on one side, seasoning, 13 minutes. Then the other side, broccolini, bit of olive oil, salt and pepper. Then that only needs like 6 minutes, but there's a button on it that gets them to finish at the same time. So now you are doing protein and vegetables at the same time. Because if you do a single draw solution, one of those is going to be cold by the time it gets to the time to eat. Jack, start rugby season now. Play Saturday, train Tuesday, Thursday. How difficult is it to improve rig, lose fat, and maintain performance? How many extra gym sessions would you say is manageable? I would say, Jack, you either get your workouts before training on a Tuesday, Thursday, but ultimately, let's get in the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday, okay? You're going to train your legs on Monday. They're going to be still a bit sore from rugby. Fine. Wednesday is going to be like your big, maybe upper body day, an accessory day. I don't think you should be training legs too heavily after Tuesday, to be honest. Friday, I think you go in, you just do some mobility work, some stretching, some foam rolling, whatever it is. Listen to a good podcast. You leave Tuesday and Thursday to be your like cardio days. Now, when it comes to improving rig, I'll ask you, Jack, what's the food like in the rugby club? Because if it's anything like mine, every training session, I would say I'm not eating food in the rugby club, but then you'd be starving. You'd have 2 cheeseburgers. So yeah. Where's the ding timer in the workout rest period? I'll have to ask Shaw. Our James Shaw, he looks after the developers. So sometimes I don't even get looped into what's being changed in the app. All right, last few minutes. Is there plans to integrate a period tracker that can adjust calorie intake for luteal phase, trying to avoid multiple apps for tracking and intel? The thing about this, Alison, is the individual changes. They are very individual. So, it sounds really cop-outish, but every woman is to be a best own scientist, because for some women, they're crippled, right? And the idea of training in a luteal phase is out the window. But for other women, it makes no difference, like, really small difference. So to integrate it could be tough. And there's also bodies of new literature coming out to talk about maybe, the luteal phase doesn't impact training as much as people may have thought. There's a lack of evidence in this field. A lot of things before were by kind of anecdote, but we're figuring it out. My goal for the transformation is to decrease pull-ups. Is it an unrealistic goal to go from 1 or 2 to 10 to 12 at the end of 12 weeks? I don't think it's unrealistic. I think you should shoot for the bloody stars. Now, is it for definite you're going to get that amount? Maybe not. But what we can do is we can say, right, why don't we set a goal of, if you don't get that, you're using the thinnest band possible. So then either way, we're hitting 12. But yeah. Do I need to bin off alcohol completely if I'm doing your 12-week transformation plan? You don't have to, but it'd be a good idea. Why not? Just get rid of a bit of alcohol, see what it's like, see where you're at after that amount of time. Now I know what to do if you find a pack of Lambert and Butler in the 5 and 9-year-old backpacks. That's it. Pie, peas, and pints. Yeah, so maybe, trying to have some kind of strategy where you take your own food for after training, that would help you sort out the rig as well. I take it back about daylight savings for farmers. Just Googled it. It says proponents of DST generally argue that it saves energy, promotes outdoor leisure activity in the evening. That's a fair point. I'll give you that. But for the havoc that it causes, it's not worth it. Not bloody worth it. Because you've done podcasts and audiobooks and these lives for such a long time, it's weird that we kind of know you. It would be strange to meet you. The way I see it is I've got lots of friends I've never met yet. Is it worth taking creatine every day or on training days? Yes, every day. Yes, every day. Because you need to saturate the muscle. You need to make sure it's always there. DLS continued and therefore good for physical and psychological health, reduces traffic incidents, reduces crime, and is good for business. Hold on. Reduces traffic incidents when they get an extra hour in bed. But let's have a look at the data on heart attacks and car crashes when you lose an hour. And you'll find if there's one day of the year that you're at highest risk of a heart attack, it's when you lose an hour's sleep. So all you're doing is stealing from one pocket and putting it in the other. Reduces crime? No. What? Because you're going to get more daylight. The thing is, instead of this, let me tell you what you should be doing. All year round, give your employees like a half-hour buffer of what time they come in. You start at 8, you finish at 4. You come in at 9, you finish at 5. You do the same amount of hours. But if it's really important to you to maybe have that sleep in the morning or the afternoon, you do that. But changing the clocks, causing this chaos, let me tell you why I'm emotionally traumatized from it. Because yesterday, I got in the car, went to the gym. I was like, oh my God, I've got 25 minutes to train. Get out the car, go training, look at my phone, realize I've been duped. I hadn't changed the time in my clock. I'll turn up to training an hour early. I'm still not ready to talk about it. Matt, 1 meal a day is really working for me losing weight. I'm worried I'll be unhealthy with it. I'm starting to worry about calories too much and I'll increase the intensity of my workouts. Do you know what? I just recommended 1 meal a day yesterday to a chap called Lockie. If it works, it works. It's such a good way to reduce calories in. It's such a good rule set to have. If you're really worried about it, maybe just implement it on weekdays only. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The camera's not facing that way. Oh, so here we go. Thank you very much. Just joined Premium today, enrolled for the Transforming 12. My challenge is showing 6-week dad bod challenge, so a bit confused how it all works. My challenge is showing 6-week dad bod challenge. 6-week dad bod challenge. I don't know what that is. 6-week dad bod challenge. Have a look in the enrollment section. I'll tell you what, John. I don't know what's going on here, but if you don't figure it out in the next 10 minutes or so, there's my email address. Email address is always open. And again, I had a lady message me on Instagram in my DMs. And I didn't get back to her because I didn't see her message. And she was a bit upset. I was like, look, this email address gets emptied twice a day. You want to moan? You want to compliment? You want to ask about a harness for a dog to use? Or, anything, just come to me direct. Yo, James, how you doing? Hope it's warm there. It's cold in Vermont. It's a little bit chilly here, but we're getting there. Just sign up for Premium. Excited for the challenge. Let's go. Cool. All right, we're going to wrap it up there. I'm going to be doing these because I've got nothing in the diary now for a bloody long time. I'm going to be doing these several times a week, jumping in, getting things going. I've pinned a link. Let me pin it again. That should work. Should be clickable. Guys, jump in the challenge. I'm looking forward to having you in there. Let's smash some goals. Smash some goals. All right. If you can't be good, be careful. Look after yourselves. Speak to you guys in a bit. Bye-bye.